Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another video. And today, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on The Legend of Nayuta, Boundless Trails, which I just beat this game last night, and I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised with it. Of course, this is developed by Nihon Falcom, and recently published by NIS America, in that it was a game that was stuck on the PSP since 2012, only in Japan, and just last month received a full translation and release worldwide on the Nintendo Switch, PS4, which is the version I played, and PC. So there's quite a few asterisks when recommending this game, in that it is a PSP game and it really shows, but there's a lot of heart and soul into it, and it's kind of difficult to explain, but it has that Nihon Falcom charm to it, you know? Having played 5 Trails games now, you just sort of see these things, and in other reviews I've seen, in other discussion of Nayuta, they've compared it to Ys, which I will say, it's definitely more similar to Ys than it is Trails, because with the Trails games, you expect the turn-based combat, really in-depth stories, characters, stuff like that. This game, there is a story there, and there's a few decent twists, but it's definitely kind of generic. And it's all about the gameplay, in that it's action RPG, but there's a lot of platforming and puzzles. And so, I was looking at other Nihon Falcom games, and there were these 2 games called Zwei, which were also games on, well, Windows, PlayStation 2, and PSP, that initially came out in 2001. The first one came out in 2001, and then the sequel came out in 2008. And they were also games that were stuck in Japan, with the first Zwei coming over in 2018 on PC, and then Zwei 2, originally in 2008, and then getting a worldwide release in 2017. That's kind of weird how the second one came out before the first one, but anyway. Looking at some gameplay footage of those 2 games, Nayuta is more similar to that than it is Ys, at least from what I can tell. But there's a lot of replayability here. One of the main selling points of this game is that it has to do with the 4 seasons. And you go to another world. Well, later on they reveal it's like the moon. It's called Terra. And you can manipulate the seasons. So you'll go through a stage, it'll be springtime. And then you can go through it again, the same stage, but with winter. Then go through it again in summer. And it's really cool to see things change, where you'll have, you know, the lake, and then you go play through it again, it's winter, and it's frozen. So, lots of replayability. I think there's 8 or 9 chapters. The way Falcom and the Trails games and those types of games like to do it is it's prologue, chapter 1 through 6, the epilogue, after story, whatever. But just take my word, there's like 8 chapters and then the after story where they have post-game content. And then after beating the game, you can go through it again on New Game Plus, because there are things locked behind that. With the NIS America release, there's English voice acting, and for what it is, it's good. Like, the few lines that they do have, but it's kind of strange in that they'll have 1 or 2 lines, and then stop talking, and then it'll just go through the text normally, and then it'll pick up again, so you can tell there was a shoestring budget, which is understandable, because, I don't know, who's really going to play this game? I guess you'll sort of get suckered in by the Trails, like how it's connected to the Trails series, but after playing it, I don't think so. I mean, there's just references. The main protagonist is named Nayuta Herschel, which apparently there's a character in the Cold Steel games named Toa Herschel, so there's speculation that it's like Toa's long-lost ancestor or something. And there's an area on the island, on Remnant Island, called Stargazer's Tavern and Inn, and if you played Trails from Zero and Azure, you know about, you know, Stargazer's Tower, and how important that is for the game. So there's that reference. There's also, with each chapter, you can find Mishi hiding, and if you find him in every chapter, you'll get a trophy and a star fragment. But yeah, it was a pretty fun game. The main story will take you like 17, 18 hours, and then there's another 10 hours of post-game content, and then you can't get all the trophies in one go-around because it's locked behind New Game Plus, which is cool. After you beat it, you get Time Attack, which you can challenge. I'll show you this real quick. You can challenge the bosses again. And by the way, I beat the game on hard mode. I'll show you all the trophies I got. I didn't do it on Infinite, which is basically the Nightmare mode. But I enjoyed the bosses. They were all pretty fun. This is the first boss, and I had no problem with him, but all the other bosses, I died, I died multiple times. And basically, you gotta just learn the patterns and use the abilities you got in the previous areas. So let's load it up. After you beat it, you get your clear data, so you can go through it again. I think it should say, there might be some minor spoilers here, so you'll just have to disregard that. But this is basically how the game looks. If we go into the menu, this is where you can get your lunches, and that heals you. And I'm at the max level is 50. So if you if you eat the lunches, you'll gain experience. So if you want to do grinding that way instead of fighting enemies, you can just eat lunches. You see, again, kind of some spoilers, but you'll start on Remnant Island. Terror is your main place, and those other two areas are near the end of the game. Let's see. You can customize your character, and you see it change in the actual game here. So you see, like, this is a different equipment you can get, and the character changes, and you see it increases and decreases the stats. So there's different builds you can do the game if you want to be more defensive, or use more magic, or just do attacks, whatever. So that's cool. And then with weapons, again, they sort of make it, I guess with this, yeah, you get more attack if you use the two-handed weapon. But the one-handed weapon, it doesn't really make sense because you think you get a shield or something. But I just want more defense because the way I play action RPGs is just sort of hack and slash, you know? With Noi, who's the little fairy, you can only really control Nayuta. And Noi acts as a way to cast spells. You'll gain all these spells, which you can equip and use different elements: spring, summer, winter, and autumn. Right? Again, you can equip her with different abilities to get increases with new items, more intellect, whatever. Let's see, items system. So if achievements, all this stuff here, which I don't know why it's not showing me the other two, because I did beat the true final boss, which are the other two achievements there that are blank. But yeah, that's basically all the story stuff. The first 2 rows: clear 10 stages, clear 50 stages, defeat 200 enemies, 2,000 enemies. Oh, I was just shy of defeating 5,000 enemies. 100 sword techniques, 1,000 arts, block. Yeah, the combat, you know, I go into these games just sort of hack and slash, but the combat is pretty in-depth in that you can learn blocking abilities, and then with a perfect guard, you can do a counterattack, so that's pretty cool. I definitely fell more than 20 times. I'd love to know the actual counter. It's got to be at least 100, maybe even more. Destroyed 1,000 objects, 5,000 crystals. Yeah, I basically went through the first stage over and over and over again to get that. 100 chain, 200 chain. Cleared a stage in 1 minute. 50 hours of playtime. I think it'll show my playtime in a second. Yeah, this is like going through the game again. Because I'm pretty sure I did everything, right? And equipment, it shows them I have everything equipped. So there's like New Game Plus stuff, which is cool. I will do a Let's Play of this game at some point. Found Mishi in every hiding spot. You better believe I did. Get over 1 million Mira. It's a Trails game. Mira's hard to come by, don't you know? I got level 50, which is pretty crazy. And I did beat the game on hard difficulty, which I can show you over here, I guess. I did. You better believe it. Oh, that's all the bosses. Yeah, see? Beat the game on normal and hard difficulty. Look at that! 6.9%! Nice! and that's what happens when you beat the game. Thank you for playing. Which, this one must be the infinite difficulty. When I do the Let's Play, I'll I'll play the game on that. And playtime. So yeah, you can beat the game in like 17, 18 hours, and then the post game is another 10 hours, which is cool. So I'll show you a stage. Just how the and let me tell you, the music in this game is great. The music is awesome. So let's actually go over here because I love the music in this area. and you got a taste of how rockin' the music is. So, see how it's not even like a 2D side scroller, but it's got platforming elements. You can use Noi to attack, kick some ass, OP as fuck. I just button mash. And as you get chains, you see in the corner there, I got strength up. I think after 20 chains, you get strength up. Then we get intellect up. Oh, I took a hit. Oh well, and I got paralyzed. There's status ailments. We can freeze. And it's a fun little game. You know? Like I said, the story is kind of bare bones, but you can play like an hour or two of this and have a good time. And we're going through this stage. I think this was autumn, right? Or is this summer? Depending on which season you choose, you get a whole different layouts. Like with this one, there's sand and these monsters going crazy. Oh god. So I'm getting my ass kicked. So you know what? I better eat a lunch. Oh yeah, we're healed. Oh, we got one of those crystals. And yeah, that's another reason to go through the game and the stages multiple times, which I already got everything here. You can find the 3 crystals, there's a treasure chest, and then a mission. Don't take damage more than 10 times. Somehow I did that, but I've already taken damage 9 times. What do you expect from me? Whoa! Oh, we failed that mission. But you get the idea. So, let me get out of here, and we'll go back to Remnant Island. And this is really the only place you can explore. You can talk to the NPCs. You get all that stuff. Oh, another thing too, it has high speed mode, which is the thing for all Falcom games. And very effective with the regular Trails games of random battles. This, I don't know. I mean, I did use high speed mode a few times, but in most cases, I need to play normal speed, otherwise I'm going to get my ass kicked by the enemies. This is where you can do your training with Master Orbis. I think he has a voice acting line if we talk to him. Let's see. Oh, he doesn't. Only when you have the book full, he'll say, like, oh, you should keep up on your training or whatever. I think the sister, Eartha, says stuff like, oh, shall I make a lunch for you? So there's and the shopkeeper say it too. Let's see. Hold on. Welcome, see?
Thank you. Come again.
That's like the voice acting in the game. And then the important cutscenes, they have a few lines. But like I said before, they'll say 2 lines and then stop talking, and then say 2 lines and stop talking. It is kind of weird. I wonder if the Japanese version had it differently.
Shall I make a lunchbox? Be sure you need to come by again when
So there's your voice acting. But yeah, it's a cute little game. It has a lot of charm to it. You heard some of the tracks of the music. Very good. I did enjoy it. And I definitely recommend it to people if you want a quick game to go through. Like I said, the main story. And granted, I did everything. So maybe if you're just doing the main story and not doing side quests, it'll take you 15 hours. Or maybe even less. But it took me around 17, 18 hours. And then I did all the post-game stuff. And that got me close to almost 30 hours. So it's a quick game. It retails for $50. And like I said, it's available on Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PC. But I just saw NIS America had a sale, I think it was last week, where this game was $40. So it might go on sale again. You might be better off waiting for more of a sale there. Just don't go into this game thinking you're going to see the next Trails from Zero or Trails to Azure, because the story is kind of generic, bare bones. It has some emotional parts and a nice twist near the end, which I did like. But overall, you know, it is what it is. It's fun. I did enjoy it, and I am going to play it on New Game Plus, probably on stream at some point. So, look forward to you guys watching that, and please let me know what you thought of this review in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Everybody have a great day, and peace out.
99.